Charles had an amazing story. Charles actually was one of my first clients that I got into housing. And so Dad alone would forever be, own a piece of my heart. He will own a piece of my heart because of it.
My wife had died 10 years ago. It was just me and my two kids. When my wife had passed away, my daughter was 10 and my son was one. My daughter called her godmother that lives in Charlotte. Her godmother came up here and she came and got them. After that, I couldn't I was in a turmoil. I was my head wasn't on straight. I had some situations in my life. When I left Philly, I had 2 pair of pants, 1 shirt, 1 pair of sneakers, and a couple of undergarments in the bag.
But I think the thing with Charles, knowing the type of adversity that he'd been through and seeing him just fight through it, he fought through it with a smile every single day.
Believe it or not, when I got down here, I had no place to stay. I ran across another homeless guy and I asked him, where can I go seek shelter? That's when I went to the shelter on Statesville Avenue. I stayed there for a little while.
Well, when I first met Charles, I encouraged him to let the tears flow. I always say, let it go so you can grow.
My counselor is Kevin Washington. He's an excellent person. He's a go-getter. He does what he needs to do. He's the reason that I'm sitting here in this house now.
So we shed the tears, so I saw him at a point where he was dealing with, the transition into the shelter, dealing with the transition into a new city, dealing with the transition of knowing that his kids, he was now only 15 minutes away from his kids. So
I had to stay focused because of my kids, because I want my kids back. I want us to be back as a family. I had seen this paper on the counter, and it said F3. Not knowing that that's when my life was beginning.
F3, so F3 stands for Fitness, Fellowship, and Faith. It was founded here in Charlotte back in 2011, spread to over 25 states. We started a workout here at the men's shelter called Fortitude back in March of 2017.
F3 is a wonderful thing. It's an exercise club for males. I went the first time. We exercised. I was like, this is good.
I was going to pick up a couple guys for the Strides for Shelter race. A couple guys that I were going to pick up weren't there at the shelter. I was pulling out. Charles came running out and said, hey, I heard if I go with you, I can get a pair of shoes.
So I connected with Jordan. Me and Jordan started talking. Me and Jordan became the best of friends.
Just so happens my son's swimming coach, 2 days earlier, happened to give me a pair of size 11 shoes that I had in my trunk. Charles just happened to be a size 11. So there we go. I said yes to the shoes. He came with us. We were able to spend some time walking the 5K together, getting to know each other, and the rest is history.
And me and him started talking more and more, and we started getting deeper into what was going on, with my kids, and to say now that because of Jordan, my situation with my kids is right around the corner. I live in a 3-bedroom with a big front yard, a big backyard. Each one of my kids has their own bedroom.
I always share with my clients that, greatness is built through adversity. And it is what we are able to provide at the Charlotte Men's Shelter at that moment of adversity that truly gives us an opportunity to rebuild lives and rebuild families and give people an opportunity at housing.